And we're live. We get some writing in. I'm going to finish up chapter 3 of the third book me and author Tom Duffy are working on. I'm going to turn the fan on. It might be a little noisy. I don't care. It is, I don't know, about 80,000 degrees here in Jacksonville, Florida today. So there we go. All right. And I'm drinking mushroom coffee like I did yesterday morning. We'll see what it does for my system. Acknowledge. The word acknowledge always gives me a pause. Too many weird letters in it. All right. Chapter done. Chapter done. Oh, but I'm not done. You know, I'm not done. Hopefully, there's people. There we go. On average, how long does it take to type out a chapter? That was about 15 minutes. Only because I knew exactly what the chapter was going to be about ahead of time. If I know what I'm doing, if I'm like, okay, here's my idea. Here's the first part. Here's the last part. You know, I try to write these like as if they're short stories. What's his name? Chuck. What's his name? Who wrote Who wrote Fight Club? I read his book on writing, and he said it's basically he's just writing short stories with the same characters, and each chapter is a short story. And I like the idea of that to know what kind of thing each chapter roughly should be. It just helps me. There might be something like in this one. It's chapter I wrote. The girl has a crush on the cute dude down at the deli, so she's trying to get out of work to go down and see him because she has a really what she thinks is a great outfit on for him to be impressed with. So I kind of I read it that way. So I was like, okay, we know in the beginning she wants to leave the office, and then at the end she goes down to see the guy. What happens? You got to read the book. So that's kind of how I do it. Now this is a little different because I'm co-writing this with Tom Duffy. So now chapter 4 he jumps into, and God only knows what he will do with any of these characters. We have no outline. We have absolutely no plan for any of this. I know I just wrote 4. He's got to write 5. I should probably set that up as well. I did. That was my next question. 15 minutes is real good. This coming from a non-writer. It depends. I'll do 15-minute bursts, and I write about 600 words is usually my average in that. And a lot of times that's staring out the window or thinking of things. You know, it just kind of depends on if I know where I'm going or not. Sometimes I'm just jumping. I'm like, all right, let me jump to this next story, but I have no idea what's going to happen. You know, and then it might be 400 words, or it might still be 600 or more words because I'm just like going in there. So that was about almost 1,200 words that I wrote that chapter. So sometimes they come easy. Sometimes it might take me half an hour or an hour to write that chapter. So I have no idea what are you doing. You alternate your chapters for each character. Depends on how many characters. When we did the first book, Tom and I, just as an example for this trilogy, I think we ended up with like 6 or 7 characters. Now we have a main character, which is the private eye, but he's not just, it's not like a first person, we're in his head the whole time. So there's a lot of other characters, good people, bad people, people you think are good or that are bad, people you think are bad that are good, all that. So we're in their heads as well. So we might go 4 or 5 chapters without touching a character. And then it's one of those things where Tom and I are like, oh, well, who have we not used? Let's go through the list, you know? So I write everything on a pad or an index card. It's just names of characters, what the name of the book is, and some names, so I know which characters are what. And if character dies, I write dead next to them. So there you go. And I'm drinking more of this mushroom coffee. Because I have no plans to leave the house this week. Although I do have to go get my new glasses at some point. Whew. I think it's mentally with the mushroom thing too. It's like I take a sip and I'm automatically like, I think I got to go to the bathroom. Or really what probably happening is it's in my head. It's all, as usual, everything is mental. But now since I finished this chapter, now it's up to Tom to write his next chapter. And we're trying to write, each of us write a chapter a day, Monday through Friday. And that will, that'll give us roughly, we go 50 chapters in these books. Each chapter is about 1,300 words or so, give or take. And so we're hitting 63,000, 65,000 words for these books. And again, we'll get some weekends, we might throw in a couple chapters here and there, but generally it's about a 5-week process for the two of us to write one of these books. Do you use those mugs on your shelf, or are they only decoration? Those are all just decoration because I have like 30-something coffee mugs in the cabinet. And my wife's always like, get rid of some of these mugs. So yeah, I have this way. So these up here are from Reaper's Brew Coffee. It's no longer in business. It's, 13 different serial killers mugs. And then over here are various mugs I've gotten over the years. My podcast network, other podcasts that we've done. We've done mugs for, I have a little free library one. I mean, I could turn around, but I like looking at the picture. So yeah, there's a lot of mugs and things behind me. Those are not for use. I remember you mentioning your wife saying you have too many mugs. I like the book writing collaboration. Do you ever braid your beard? No, my daughter, my youngest, she's 24 now. When she was little, she would always put it in rubber bands. And man, that hurt. You're not really supposed to do that. But one time I was on my way to New Orleans. This is back in 2013. And it was long like this because my wife will trim the dead ends off the bottom. So it's always around this length. And I was driving in her car. We were just dating then for a few months. I borrowed her Dodge Charger. Had all the windows down. I'm just flying down I-10. Driving way too fast. And the wind is just whipping and hit me in the face. And so I was like, oh, she's got a couple of hair ties on the, in the car. So I put one high and I put one low. And then it's fine. Then it doesn't flip around. And then I stopped for gas a couple hours later. And I'm a little hungry. I'm like, I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. I'm going to go get me a ring ding or something. I'm going to go get me something to eat. And I go in. And the lady behind the counter is looking at me weird. I said, what's the matter? Do I have something on my face? And she's like, no, I like your pink hair ties. Because I had put 2 pink hair ties, which she had in the car. 2 pink hair ties. I'm like, you know what? I'm manly enough. I can do this. So, but I won't normally braid it or do anything with it. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare mess today. And all this needs to be cut. But I'm lazy. I normally will. I'll shave my head, but like every other day, I'll shave my head. And when I take a shower, I've not taken a shower today. When I take a shower, I will use some kind of beard oil or something. If I'm leaving the house. If not, I'm not wasting it on nothing. I probably will have to wet it and comb it though, because at 2:30, I'm being interviewed on a podcast. So I'll probably have to do that. So good. Tom is on, which means hopefully he is reading what I've just written, and he will then bang it out. My husband shaves his head every day, but will not grow facial hair. He hates it. Really? there's a certain point for facial hair with me where it really starts to itch. Like this is a couple. I think like it's 3 days since I shaved. So, and I only grow it like the sides grow, not the top. So I always wear a hat. I'm very cognizant that I'm bald, but I like it better when I shave it. It's better. It's better when I'm shaving it. Just I feel better. But facial hair, like 3, 4, probably like in another. If I don't shave this in 2 days, it starts to itch, and it just drives me nuts. And I don't like that. And my head will start to itch too. So I'm always aware. Like I'll shave it for that. Let us know when your podcast gets posted. I will. Follow me on if you follow me, I don't know if you're on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Send me a friend request, and let me know that it's you if your name is different from what you have on here, and not on Facebook. Okay, are you on? What are you on? Or are you just here? If you're just here, I'll just mention it on one of my when I go live. All right, so then I will just I will mention it, but I don't know when they're going to. I have another interview that I had done. That one's not live yet, and then this will be another one, and who knows when they go live. The problem sometimes being interviewed is and then like 2 months or 3 months goes by. What's your latest book? And I say it, and then like the interview goes live, and I'm like, okay, that was 2 books ago. So that's kind of annoying. Coffee's pretty good though. It is definitely earthy. It does have that little dirt taste into it, and also I don't want to be gross, but it's earthy coming and earthy going. How's that? I keep forgetting on YouTube Live you can't see my screen, what I'm writing or anything. I could literally go check my mail and do other stuff here, which is also nice. But I'm happy that I knocked that out. I'm happy actually with chapter 4. I thought it was chapter 3. It was chapter 4. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what a crazy thing I'm thinking, but I figured other people would be on too. But I've let them know that I was coming on today. Now there's a short story. I'm about 800 words in, and it can't be more than 1,500. I might play with this a little bit. And also I'm seeing a lot of very dark clouds. I guess we're getting our afternoon thunderstorm. It's going to be rolling in soon. Hopefully it rolls in and does not screw up me doing this interview. But I will be back tomorrow on Twitch at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing my normal thing there, and then dumping it over onto YouTube. I think I'm doing another book review or two I have to do as well. I'll probably do those later in the afternoon. What is Twitch? Twitch is it's where the gamers always go, and then they're playing their games, and then people are watching them play their games. And a buddy of mine years ago was like, well, I write on there. So it's basically what I'm doing right here, except in the corner over here is where you're going to see this. You see me. I'm in the corner, and on the main screen is what no, I'm on the main screen. What am I saying? I'm the main screen, but in the corner over here is a smaller box, and that's actually, you can see what I'm writing, what my main screen is, because I have 2 monitors. So as I'm writing something, if you really have great eyesight, you can read and see what I'm writing, or if I jump around. And then there's a live chat like this, and a lot of people go in on that, so they'll always ask me questions, and we talk about just music and food and shows, just all random, basically random things. And we're all just kind of hanging out, and it's either people that are at work they're bored, people that are home that are bored, whatever. But it's a good thing for me to be able to interact. Like you being on is very cool. I get to interact with somebody. I get to talk, and then I'll take those, and then afterwards I drop them onto YouTube, and then people can watch them on there too. But obviously, it's not live there. I do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then I try at least on a Tuesday or a Thursday. I'll try to do this YouTube live. I've only done probably 5 or 6 of these, so I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to build up my YouTube. I'm trying to get that magic 1,000 people that are following me and whatnot. So I am not close, but that's pretty much what's happening right now. So, but I appreciate you jumping in. I think I'm going to try to figure out the next. It's always that next line when you haven't written a story in a couple of days. And even if you see me typing or you hear me clicking, I'm only typing with 2 fingers, by the way. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to comment. Feel free to say whatever. It doesn't bother me. For many years, I wrote. I dropped my son off at high school, and I went to Cafe Kokomo's Cafe in Flagler Beach, Florida, and I would sit there from about 8 o'clock in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would write with people coming and going and people talking to me and everything else. And it doesn't affect me. Actually, the only time I'm writing where there's not music playing is when I'm doing this YouTube live or I do Twitch. Otherwise, I'll have music on in the background. Stuff that I know, stuff I've listened to for a million years. So it's not like I have to listen to lyrics. I already know lyrics and whatnot. So. I'm going to make a note of things. Do you write better with people watching? I would feel so awkward. I don't know if it really matters. I've never really thought about it. If it's just what, because once I'm in the zone, like once I get the idea and I'm running, it doesn't matter what's going on around me. My wife learned that sometimes if I'm just staring at the screen, that doesn't mean we've been married for 10 years. She knows if I'm staring at the screen, I'm still working. So sometimes she'll stand in the door of my office and I'll see her out of the corner of her eye and I'll just give her like a quick, and then I finish my sentence, whatever my thought was, and then we'll talk about something important, like what's for dinner. Tom Duffy in the house, my co-writing partner. Didn't get an alert even though I got one the last time. Stupid. Yeah, I don't get it. I got one the last time. I did not get one. Today I just checked my emails or something. I'm like, oh, okay, it says I'm on live. Makes no sense. But every year, in fact, it's coming up in a couple weeks, I do a writers retreat here. It's called MondoCon, and I have there'll be 10 of us, and there's 3-4 people that come from out of town. They'll fly in or drive in or whatever, and so they're set up in my dining. I'm in my office is right up front, and then there's the front door, and then the other side is the dining room. So there'll be like 4 or 5 of them in the dining room. There'll be one sitting in the living room, in the kitchen area. At that kitchen table, there'll be 2 or 3 other people, somebody at the counter. So they're all spread out all over. And but it doesn't bother me that people are here writing, and mostly everybody's quiet. All you hear is the clicking of keyboards the whole time. So no, it does not. It does not bother me when we are writing. Now, I'm not a fan of people looking over my shoulder. That annoys me. When somebody's looking over my shoulder and reading what I'm writing, I do not like that. Otherwise, we're good. See if this mushroom coffee messes with me again. One thing I read was like, oh, drink it only once a week. And then somebody else was like, no, you can. I drink a cup every day. And it's not as, I guess it's the specific one that I bought is not as much caffeine, but it has caffeine in it. But it also, obviously, it has mushrooms that are good for my mood and my digestive health. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure it's all made up. I'm sure it's all snake oil like everything else. But if it helps me mentally to figure out that yeah, that's what it is, then that's not a bad thing, right? That can't be bad. Of course, my mental thing, I can't remember what I had for dinner last night. Literally, I got to keep track of it. So when I do my Patreon list, I can I can write down what I had for lunch and dinner every day. What did I eat? I had apple pie. My wife went to the store the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, give me an apple, just a little apple pie, like one of those little individual ones, which they never have." And she's like, "I had to buy all apple pie, so it's like 4 big slices of apple pie." Yeah, it's gonna rain any moment. It's gonna open up. The heavens will open up. Tom, did you go to the library yet? Shelly said you guys were thinking about going to the library today. Not yet. All right. Who does the research for the books? Out of me and Tom, that would be neither of us. We're literally writing anything we've written. So the first trilogy we wrote was a heist trilogy. Guy who just gets out of prison. I've never been to prison. As far as I know, Tom probably has never been to prison. He's also probably never set a heist up. Neither have I. So that was the first book. Second book was a couple who are searching for buried treasure off the coast of Mexico, like a shipwreck. I've never been to Mexico. No idea. Tom probably has been to Mexico, but I don't think Tom's ever been to Mexico to hunt for buried treasure or dealing with the cartel. So it's all just the research is we watch a lot of shows. We watch a lot of true crime shows and things like that. So what we're writing right now is a private investigator in Manhattan. And I grew up in New Jersey. Tom grew up in New York. So we know. So you know, there's times where I'm like, all right, they got to go to a diner in Manhattan. Let me go on maps and see where there is a diner close to the imaginary place where we think his office would be, kind of thing. But that's literally that's the most research we're doing. A lot of times, if I have an idea about something, I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna do some research about this, and but otherwise, it's just kind of, it's the old adage: you write what you know, and that doesn't mean just things that you've physically done. That means things that you've researched before, you've watched. I read a ton of nonfiction books. Tom reads a ton of books. So that's kind of I don't think there's been a lot of research in any of the stuff we've written. A lot of times you just kind of make it up as you go along, and then in an edit or like beta readers will point out, well, that's not how that works. And you're like, okay, well, then we'll figure it out. But most of the times it was. And literally both of us are just pantsers. So it's Tom one time said a couple years ago, I want to write a heist book. And I'm like, me too. Let's write one together. Okay. And it was literally, you write the first chapter, then I write the second chapter. We'll go from there. And that's how we knocked off that. And then I said, let's take these two characters and send them to Mexico, and they're going to fight the cartel for, pirate treasure. And then when that was done, Tom said, I want to do a noir private eye trilogy. And that's what we're writing now. I already have an idea for the next trilogy we write, but it's not like we should get done with this book, I would say, easily by about this time next month, maybe if we miss a couple of days, the end of August. I'm reading a book that includes the Mexican cartel. That's coincidental. What are you reading right now? I do love me some Mexican cartel books. The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told by Mark Paul. It's also about the Kentucky Derby of 1988. That sounds very familiar. I do love me some some cartel books. Really anything crime, fiction or true crime. Love it. Just looked it up. That sounds right in my sweet spot. Oh, you know what? I can look it up too because you can't see what I'm doing. Mark Paul. Mark Josh Paul. No, different guy. It does look interesting. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm going to add it to my library and figure out what I'm actually not going to read from this. Oh, I can get rid of. I just read a book and I did a review on YouTube. Little Pussy and Long Branch Perfect Together. That's about the mob in Long Branch and Newark, New Jersey, back in the 70s and early 80s. So I returned that, and now I will be reading the greatest gambling story ever told. Man, I got like 5 billion books to read. Just fine. I'm never going to run out, and then I will be doing eventually do a YouTube uh, post on it and a review. So. That book page then brought me to another book called The Greatest Beer Run Ever, which also looks good. Stop throwing. Not enough. No more books. I'm sure we'll both end up reading that one too. I believe that was Smokey and the Bandit. I have to run. Much success to you both on all your books. Thank you very much. I appreciate you popping in. I will talk to you again on YouTube coming up, and thanks. Appreciate it. Very cool. I'm glad you gave me more to work with this time, Tom. I'm enjoying writing this Bella character too. All right, I'll probably go for like another 5 minutes or so, and then I gotta take a break at 2:30. 2:30. I'm being interviewed. So I'm drinking more of this mushroom coffee. So I'll probably have to take care of that too. I might be back on here on Thursday. Maybe. Maybe. A wealthy, entertaining, feel-good memoir of an Irish-American New Yorker and former U.S. Marine who embarked on a courageous, harebrained scheme to deliver beer to his pals serving in Vietnam. That does sound good. I don't have any more room. If it's on Kindle Unlimited, I don't have any more room right now until I finish reading something. Besides, I'm pretty deep into this Crazy Eddie book now, which is pretty good. Yeah, up until I started reading, I got into this. I was like, oh, that's not even Crazy Eddie. Like that's some freaking disc jockey guy that is in all those commercials. And they kept talking about Eddie Antar with a beard, and I'm like, well, I guess he had to shave his beard to do the commercials. That's not even Crazy Eddie. Good stuff though, man. The guy was this swindler. Wow, crazy. Good book. Put it on hold when you actually get your library card today. Yeah, everybody. I'm gonna guess everybody thought that guy was Crazy Eddie. The real Crazy Eddie. He looked really mean. Like he was gonna be like a if he was an actor, he would be a Syrian sniper out to kill the president of the United States kind of thing. He just looks looking at the pictures in the book. He just kind of looks mean. All right, Tom. Go do your thing. Go to the library. Go write this chapter. Go do whatever you want to do. You know, the world is your oyster. I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you again tomorrow on Twitch. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching it after the fact or popping in and out. A lot of people have been popping in and out.